we act, then what is acting? They say that acting is just playing pretend. But if we pretend that we are acting, then where does acting stop and living begin? Acting is real, but so is faking. And there are fakings that seem awfully nice. Reality sucks, and so does acting. But here we are, and here's my advice. I am a professional actor, member of the Screen Actors Guild. I have so many things to tell you, so get ready for your mind to be filled. Acting is life, and life is a joke. You can't have a fire without having smoke. This is a class, and I am your teacher, so tell me, what do I need to do to reach you?
Hello everyone, my name is Connor Ratliff. I am a professional actor. This is Connor Ratliff Presents the Acting Class. Thank you for coming out on this Thursday evening to learn about the craft and art of acting. Now I want to pose a question as we begin this evening. How many people here in the audience identify as actors? By a show of hands. Very few. So this is a heavily non-acting crowd. Most of the people are here out of curiosity, non-actors. I'm going to be talking to a few of you. I cannot guarantee that at the end of this session you will know how to act, but you hopefully will have some greater understanding of what it is that I do for a living. This is how I make my living. Now, I want to talk to one of the people. I just saw a few hands go up. One of the people who said they identify as an actor. I saw a hand over here. Is that right? What is your first name? Paul. Paul. You identify as an actor. When is the last time that you acted, or are you acting currently? Are you a professional actor? Tell me something about yourself, Paul.
Former professional actor.
Former professional actor. All right, now this is an interesting distinction because a lot of times people say, oh, well, I'm not an actor, and then I find out that they have been an actor before. You remain an actor even though you are not currently acting. How long has it been since you acted, Paul?
A couple of years.
A couple of years. Why did you stop?
I transitioned into the nonprofit leadership profession.
The nonprofit. The profits were too...
Acting is a time-consuming profession.
It is indeed. So the profits were too much for you in acting. You had to move to the nonprofit sector. You were overwhelmed by the amount of profit you were experiencing. What's the last role you played, Paul?
A voiceover.
A voiceover, very lucrative. This is one of the things people don't realize. Voiceover acting is perhaps the best professional acting job there is. You don't have to wear a costume. You go to a place, you're the center of attention because all of the focus is on just recording what you are saying. When you're in a movie, everything has to happen at the same time, more or less. Everyone's waiting to get the shot, they get the lighting, etc. When you're doing voiceover work, the attention is all on you. As an actor, that is where you want to be. Do you remember what you said, Paul, in your last voiceover acting role?
It was like a 20-minute instructional video on active transportation, walking, biking safely.
You were doing
Fascinating.
Fascinating. And do you use your regular speaking voice, or do you have a voiceover voice? Do you have a voice that you go into, or is it just what I'm hearing right now, Paul? The very resonant voice that's carrying all the way from the back of this room.
Depends on the project. So
For this project, for the acts of transportation.
Yeah, this one they wanted it to be fun, so I had to make it extra smiley and lively.
So you brought a brightness to your voice. So you're talking about walking and how great it is to ride a bike and all of the benefits. So you bring that life to your voice. It's just a subtle change, but you did it. And then you decided, I'm done with this. Do you think you'll ever go back to it, Paul?
Sorry?
Do you think you'll ever go back to it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I miss theater, but, film is like I love film because it's just such an awesome process.
Mm-hmm.
And the last film was a short film like a year ago here in Maine, but that works, hard to come by.
What did you play in this short film?
Killer.
A killer. What kind of killer? Because there are many different kinds of killers, Paul. What kind of killer did you play? Who was a kidnapping? A what?
A kidnapping killer who got killed.
A lot of alliteration, Paul. A kidnapping killer who got killed. The last thing he ever wanted. He wants to do the killing. He doesn't want to be killed. How bittersweet for him. Did he have a name, Paul? This killer?
I don't remember.
You don't remember the name. It's okay. That's actually highly professional. Once the job is over, you are not only allowed to forget everything, you almost have a duty to forget everything and just let it live in the work itself. Where can people see this film, Paul, where you play the kidnapping killer who was killed?
Oh, most certainly YouTube.
YouTube, yes, the great equalizer. Anything can be seen there. All you have to do, unless you're one of the people who pays for it. Does anyone here pay for the deluxe version of YouTube? We have one person, two, a few people. Most of us just put up with the horrible inconvenience of just random interruptions that we just have to abide. They ruin the flow of anything that you're watching at any given point, but we deal with it because we don't want to, we'll give money, I will give money to a dozen streaming services before I give $1 or a dime to YouTube. I don't know why, it just feels like it should be free, even though I know my life would be better if I paid to get rid of those ads. I know it would be, but I haven't yet reached that level of success. I feel like that's when I know that I've really made it, where I'm just like, yeah, I pay my monthly YouTube bill and I never watch an ad. The kidnapping killer who was killed. When you played this kidnapping killer who was killed, how did you approach the role, Paul? What was your process like? Walk me through it.
Starts with the script, right?
Starts with the script. You have to start with the text, of course. You start with the script, you pour through it, you find out who this guy is. We read the text, and we figure out what the subtext is. What's the hidden meaning? What made this guy tick? Why'd he do it, Paul?
It was a paid gig. He was a professional muscle guy.
He did it for profit.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think we're starting to see.
At least my character got paid, right?
Yes, what I'm saying, after you played this role and then you did your voiceover about modes of transportation, I have to think that you may have gotten too deep into the character and started to feel tremendous guilt that you were working in a for-profit industry. I think that may have been what drove you to the nonprofit sector, Paul. So he did it for the money. This is why, and what did he sound like, Paul? Did he sound like you or did he sound different? Different. You sound different. I don't sound like everybody else. I kidnap for money, and I kill. I mean, that's really what the kidnapping I would gladly do for free, but the killing is that's what they pay me for. That's what the money's for. If it was just kidnapping, I would do that as a hobby any day of the week. Just a good kidnapping. You grab someone, you chloroform them. That's one way. That's the way I like it. Everybody's got a different way of doing it, but I like to chloroform because I don't like to wrestle. And if you chloroform, then that's sort of, you got a little bit of wrestling, but then the struggle's over. Then you just got to lift. Then it's a lot of lifting, and I don't have a lot of upper body strength, but I don't like kidnapping kids. I am a kidnapper, but a lot of people think, oh, how can you do that? How can you do that? I don't kidnap kids. This is one of the problems in my industry is you tell people, well, you don't tell most people, but let's say you find yourself in a moment of trust with someone else. They say, what do you do? And you don't want to lie, so you say, well, I'm a kidnapper. The first thing you have to do is assuage their doubts, because people don't like kidnappers who kidnap kids. I kidnap adults exclusively, which means I need the chloroform, because the last thing I need is a full-blown wrestling match with a full-grown adult. I'm not built for it. But the lifting is the part of the job that I hate. Because once you've chloroformed them, you gotta get them into your vehicle, your mode of transportation. Now, there are so many great modes of transportation in the modern age. Obviously, the most ecologically, environmentally responsible is walking or biking. I can't do that if I have a body with me. I unfortunately have to use some sort of vehicle. Now, do I wish things were different? Of course I wish things were different. I wish I could, put them on a tandem bike and they could help out. That feels like that'd be doing a favor to the planet and a favor to me, the kidnapper, who, again, I wish the word adult napper had caught on. There was a period in the 1980s where we tried to make it stick. But an adult napper is just a grown-up person who likes to take naps. That is what it sounds like, and that is what it means. We couldn't, and that's the way language works. We all decide. You know, if a word means what it means. We've all decided, you know, for instance, that, you know, whenever we talk about anecdotes, or we talk about antidotes, we've all sort of decided it's okay if someone says the wrong one. We know what they mean from context clues. Effectively, you can, if someone says, oh, I heard a wonderful antidote the other day, we just let it slide. We know what they meant. We know what they meant. We know what they meant. Anecdote. They meant to say anecdote. You don't want to be one of those people who says, actually, it's anecdote, not antidote. Because then the person is not inclined to tell you the antidote. If you correct them, it makes them less inclined to tell it. And you miss out on some pretty good anecdotes. Anyway, when I tell people that I am a kidnapper, the first thing they want to know is, why'd you get into this line of work? Well, I have to say, on some level, I think it's because I have very fond memories as a child of falling asleep, waking up in the back seat of my parents' car, driving home when we were going to visit, say, Grandma and Grandpa. And I would wake up in the back of the car and I would think, who put me here? Why? How? How did I get here? And it was a great comfort. I would watch the lights, clunk, 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 clunk. We'd go over a bridge, clunk, 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 clunk. And I felt great comfort. Now, do I think the people I kidnap experience similar comfort? No, I do not. I do not. But this is the kind of twisted logic that got me into this business, because I felt comfort at the thought of waking up not knowing who put me in this vehicle. That somehow took me to this line of work that I am very, very good at. Now, there is not a lot of call for just a straight kidnapper. Ransom situations rarely work out. The police are very good at what they do. They know how to deal with kidnappers. They know how to deal with hostages. So more often than not, to pay the bills, kidnapping escalates as part of the plan into a straight kill. And the kidnapping is really just about locating where the kill will take place. Where and when. That is what I do. I kidnap and then I kill. And I rarely kill where I kidnap, because that just shrinks the process down to the point where I'm just a killer. And I don't feel... I've had people say, oh, can you just do a straight kill job? I say, that's not what I do. I'm a kidnapper. I will kill for money. But if you want the kill, I got to take him somewhere else. I can't do it right on the spot. I don't like to go someplace, kill someone in their own apartment. I won't do that. I won't do that. I won't do that. I want to take him somewhere. I want to go on I want to go somewhere. I want to go somewhere. I want to take the body. I want to lift it into the vehicle, which is usually a car. I tried doing it with electric vehicle. It's not the same. It has to be a gas-powered vehicle. I don't know why that is. I know it's bad. I know I'm bad. I know I'm bad. Now, I don't mean I'm bad in terms of the killing and the kidnapping. I know society frowns on that, but that's who I am, and I'm proud of it. I mean, I keep it a secret because I don't want to go to jail. You can't kidnap and kill in jail. You can kill in jail. It's harder to kidnap because there's fewer places to go. Even when you do kidnap someone within the context of a prison, no one regards it as a kidnapping because they think, well, you were in the prison the whole time. So you're just regarded as a killer, and who wants that? I don't want to be thought of as a killer. That's not what I want on my tombstone. I want to be thought of as a kidnapper. I mean, I want to be thought of as an adult napper, but that just sounds like you're a narcoleptic. And I'm not. I actually am an insomniac. I have trouble sleeping, which is part of the reason why I'm so good at kidnapping, because I keep the hours of a kidnapper. It's best to kidnap at night, although I have done a few broad daylight kidnappings. There's a thrill to that as well. Feels shameless. You know, right in the middle of nowhere, everyone can see you, bright daylight shining down, then you chloroform them, then you lift them, and anyone could be watching. No, but I'm a night owl. I prefer the night, and I prefer the mode of transportation that I've always had. Oh, the thought of being on a tandem bike with one of my victims, their nerves just helping out the whole way. It feels beautiful to me, but I know it's a fantasy. I know it's unrealistic. Oh, anyway, that's the person I've kidnapped. They're tied up, and I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for them to wake up. I'm waiting for them to come to, because Part of this job was kill them while they're awake. This is a bad guy. He's a very bad guy. He's done some very bad things. And the job was wait till he wakes up, tell him why, then kill him. So I will. I'll wait and I'll tell him. And you know, it's true, as the song says, the waiting is the hardest part. Tom Petty was right about that. I don't mind the kidnapping. It's my favorite part. I don't like the killing. It's my least favorite. My second least favorite is the waiting. Because you chloroform them too good, they'll stay out all night. And then, you know, I brought a magazine. Yeah, I could read that later. Got the same magazine. This is a fancy magazine. It's a literary journal. I bought it 6 months ago. I have not opened it. I brought it with me to multiple locations. I don't know why. I scroll my phone. I don't read it, but I think it makes me feel good about myself that I bought a $20 periodical that has a lot of good content. But I haven't read it. I haven't read it. I want to talk to a non-actor. I'm going to stay in character as the kidnapping killer, but I want to talk to a non-actor who's willing to indulge me with a little bit of conversation. Yes, front row, non-actor. What do you do? What's your first name? Alex. It's a very versatile name. Anybody can be named Alex. It's one of those names, anybody's named Alex, we all say yes, yes. It's a perfect name. It's like a universal donor name, right? It's a type O name.
Yeah, I include pronouns. Before it was cool to include pronouns.
Absolutely, it's the most,
After
it is,
it's not cool.
I've never met an Alex where I thought, you're not an Alex. Every Alex is an Alex. And that feels like the beginning of tolerance and unification, which I think is a very good thing. I feel like if we start naming everyone Alex, eventually we will get to a level of societal harmony that we have not yet come close to reaching. Alex, what do you do?
I produce a podcast.
You produce a podcast. That is a forward-facing occupation. You put your podcast out into the world. What is your podcast about, Alex?
Women's sports.
Women's sports. Everyone watches women's sports.
Yes, they did.
I have seen the shirts that say this.
It made $6 million in revenue for the company that made them.
6 million. The shirts alone. The shirts alone made $6 million in the for-profit sector. Now, your podcast, is it about women's sports generally, or do you have a focus?
Like the pro landscape and college.
Professional.
Yeah.
Professional and college. Because college, forgive me if I'm not understanding this correctly. My understanding of college is that it's basically professional, but not a very good deal. Right? It's like sort of like...
Becoming worse for women's sports.
It's becoming worse for women's sports. Now, women in sports are underpaid, yes? Reflecting society as a whole, am I right?
Worse than society.
Worse than society? Alex, that's bad. Nothing's worse than society, Alex. The only thing that's worse than society is the wilderness. Those are the only two options. Maybe the bottom of the ocean. Maybe things are worse for women at the bottom of the ocean. But in terms of civilization, society, yes. So there's society in which things are, let's agree, bad for women. Then you go down here, it's professional women's sports? Or is that above?
Go lower.
And they go lower, and then college women's sports.
Yeah, depends on the sport.
Depends on the sport, but it's somewhere, it's all below the floor that at which we look at society as a whole. What can we do, Alex? Do you have answers on your podcast?
Oh gosh.
What's one thing we can all do that will make things better, Alex? And remember, I'm a murderer. Doesn't mean I don't want things to get better. That is a misunderstanding of what murderers are. People think that murderers are just agents of chaos. First of all, I'm a professional killer, which means I do it for money, which means I'm basically no different than many pharmaceutical companies or insurance companies. They kill people, but we don't call them murderers. We don't put them in jail. But just because I'm direct and honest and to the point and specific, and I deliver house calls and individualized treatment, I'm the bad guy. What can we do, Alex?
I feel like anything I say is going to sound like charity.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Charity begins at home.
Yeah.
That's what I know about charity. Let's try and say something. What's a simple thing that people can do that might help? Would it help if we all fired off an email, Alex?
No.
To the owners? Is there someone I could kidnap? Alex?
I'm looking for a real solution here.
You're looking for a real solution, but your podcast focuses on some of these things, yes? How to improve things?
Yeah.
Do you have a podcast voice, Alex, or have I heard it? Is it this voice?
This voice. I don't.
Natural.
I'm not an actor.
No, but you host a podcast.
I produce a podcast.
You produce a podcast. You're not on mic.
Sometimes on mic.
You're sometimes on mic. What are the kinds of things that you say on mic? Give me an example. Just a random thing that feels like it's something you would have said on mic. So you have a host for the podcast, but you're the producer. Every now and then, just you pipe in with a correction. Actually, it was something like that.
I don't interrupt her that much.
You don't interrupt.
That stresses me out. So, I'll sometimes. Okay, there's a situation going on in the WNBA where people keep throwing dildos on the court.
There's a situation. There's a situation. I want to bring everyone up to speed. There's a situation in the WNBA where people keep throwing dildos onto the court
Yes. And hitting players.
and hitting players.
People or men?
Men.
Men are people too, but that is an important distinction. These are not women throwing them in some form of solidarity or women throwing them in protest. These are men.
Yes.
I'm a murderer and this makes me sick. Why are these men throwing dildos onto the court? They've bought tickets to get into the game, yes?
Yes.
So they have already financially contributed to the supporting of this institution. They've paid for a ticket to attend the game. They have brought with them a sexual device. They've got it through security. Do you know about this process? Because typically at a big arena, you have to empty your pockets, yes? You have things, you empty your pockets. So if a man, let's say, is going through security and he has even a modest-sized sexual toy, but I'm going to guess, Alex, that a lot of these are enormous. Because they want to make a point, yes? These are not some little tiny pleasure instrument.
Lime green.
Lime green, what is the significance of that, Alex? I'm learning so much.
There's a theory
Cryptocurrency.
out there that it's a ploy for a cryptocurrency company.
A ploy for a cryptocurrency company. That's potentially, this is a theory,
A theory.
that the lime green color is somehow a ploy to help promote a cryptocurrency company. So these are the tech bros, yes? The tech bros are bringing large green sex toys into the arenas. They're taking them out at security, yes? They got to put them in that thing with their keys. Unless, are they fully, I mean, there are ways. Let's be honest. These men have no shame. There's only one way that I can truly think of to thwart the security of a professional athletic organization. Is that what they're doing, Alex?
I like that scenario better than the alternative.
What's the alternative?
Security is bad at their job.
Security is bad at their job. I've been working security for the past 3 years at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. There have been a few discrepancies, a few things that have gotten past us. Not proud of it. We really do try our best. Try to be thorough. Do a full pat down if we need to, but there are people who are clever. There are people, these are ambitious men. These men are trying to reinvent the way currency works. They are disruptors. They're trying to change the way we pay for things. They're trying to steal from us. They're trying to trick us. They are trying to change the reality of how our economy has worked very well for a very long time. So I don't put anything past them. They're not going to put these things in their pockets, and that's where our main jurisdiction is. It's the pockets. My mandate as a security guard is I can do a pat down, and I can have them pull out their pockets and put things. I have a little basket. It's like, well, I don't have one with me here, but it's, well, if you've been to a fast food establishment that's basket-based, as many are, sort of like to simulate the vibe of sort of a picnic feel, but you know, following along with the health code. So there'll usually be a wax paper liner for the basket. That's what we have minus the wax paper liner. And we will say, put your phone in here, put your keys, anything you have, empty out your pockets. That's about all we can do. That's all we're equipped to do. And these bros, these tech bros, they really want to get these devices into the main area. They want to throw them onto the court. They want to hit the women with them. I mean, we know this. We know this. We know their motivation. We don't fully understand the scope of their goals, of their ambitions. But we know what the protest is all about. And it's to take a large green dildo, to take it out of whatever they're hiding it in. And again, I don't want to speculate. I think I know where they're hiding them. I mean, this is based on reconnaissance work, because that's part of the job, unfortunately, is once they've been thrown, first thing we do is we throw them out. These men, they cannot continue to witness the game after they've done something like that. And we always see them do it. We have cameras everywhere. There is yet to be a dildo thrown where we have not apprehended the gentleman who has thrown the dildo. And on that point, I am proud of the work we have done. There is no one who has gotten away with it. So if these bros think they've gotten away with something, they have another thing coming. But then the reconnaissance work, it is down to me and my staff, which is in the double digits, to recover the device from the court and to remove it from the court, and then to do testing on it. Now, our database is limited. We don't get a lot of hits in our system because we just don't have a lot. It's an in-house system. We don't have a lot of DNA. We don't have a lot of, we have a few. we have a few names in the system, but it's usually staff. And there is yet to be an instance in which it has been staff. And that is something I am very proud of. I would be so ashamed if any of the dildo throwers were part of the team here, because we run a good operation, I don't mind saying. I wish I could say that there was a simple answer to this problem. There isn't. Anything that comes to mind would sound like charity. But I do believe that this is a trend that will come to an end. I do not think it is something that people will do forever. I think the men who are doing this are in a pathway towards extinction. I think their decision-making capabilities are so poor that nature itself will deselect them over the course of the next 200 years. I think there will be a point at which their numbers are a rounding area, and I think that our society will be better for it. Thank you for the work you're doing on your podcast, Alex. Thank you for spreading the word about this scourge. I want to talk to another non-actor. Is there a non-actor here who has acted before? Someone who has acted. You've acted before?
Yeah.
What's your first name?
Nate.
Nate? Is it short for Nathan?
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel. Even shorter. Did you ever go down to Nathan first, or did you go straight from Nathaniel to Nate?
Straight to Nate.
Straight to Nate.
Yeah.
When have you acted, Nate?
I started in high school and did some in college, and last year I did like a couple short films for SMCC.
Interesting.
Community college.
What is the most challenging role you've ever done, Nate? Or have they all been easy?
Huh?
Maybe they've all been easy, Nate. It's fine. If they've all been a breeze, That just means you're good at it.
I did a couple musicals in high school. I think those were the toughest.
Those were the toughest. What were the musicals you did?
I went to a weird private school that only did Gilbert and Sullivan.
Okay. You went to a weird private school that only did Gilbert and Sullivan. They did not want to pay for their musicals.
Yeah.
That's not that weird. They were just frugal.
Well, and she really loved Gilbert and Sullivan.
There was someone in charge of the department, the theatrical program, who loved Gilbert and Sullivan.
Mrs. Libby, also the German teacher.
Mrs. Libby, also the German teacher. Was she of German heritage? Or she just knew how to teach German?
She just spoke German.
Mrs. Libby, she spoke German, she taught German, she loved Gilbert and Sullivan.
Loved her.
Did she like you, Nate?
She did, yeah.
You were one of her favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
She had a lot of favorites. You liked her.
Sure, yeah.
Sure, yeah? It's okay if you didn't like her.
I liked her.
You liked her, but she liked you more than you liked her. And she liked Gilbert and Sullivan more than she liked you. Yeah? And how would she talk to you when she would direct you in the musicals? Do you remember getting notes? Were you noted hard, Nate?
She focused more on the music. She had a person come in for more of the acting.
She had a person come in for the acting. What was this person like?
He was a lovely guy.
He was a lovely guy. So he would come in and he would just say, Nate, the acting is going great. It looks like
Very supportive.
it looks like you're doing such a good job, Nate.
Yeah.
Mrs. Libby has brought me in, and frankly, I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why she's brought me in because you're doing such a good job, Nate. She's focusing on the music, so Mrs. Libby will be, she'll be here shortly to focus on the music, and that is, I have to say, that's your weak spot, Nate. The music is not where you're thriving. The acting, I think, is top notch. I think this is something you can continue to do in college and maybe in some short films later. I mean, that's just my vibe. That's the vibe I get on you. But I don't have any notes for you. Here's what I wrote. I wrote, I believe it. I wrote, I believe it. I don't remember what that was specifically, but I believed the things you were saying. I believed that you were thinking of them and not that you'd memorized them, which is obviously the gold standard for acting, is to think, oh, this isn't pre-written. This is just, I'm watching a person thinking of something and saying it. I said good posture. Loud. I wrote loud, which is good, means that we could hear you. I said good walk across the stage. I don't remember what that was, what part that was, but there must have been a part where you walked across the stage. I must have thought that it was good. These were from yesterday's rehearsal, so I don't remember everything that happened. Obviously, I'm doing notes for everybody, so. I don't know if Mrs. Libby is going to keep having me come in because I really think the acting is on target here. I know she wants to focus on the music. I know that's where her focus is. My focus is on the music, Nate. I can't be bogged down in the acting. What are the two parts to music, Nate? Can you tell me? Nate, what are the two parts to music? All right?
Notes and the volume.
Those are two of the parts. But what about the rhythm, Nate? You have to do it in rhythm. I feel like you are all over the map rhythmically. Because I want you to just listen with me, okay? Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, ba, bum. Can you hear that? Because I feel like you don't understand basic rhythm, Nate. And this Gilbert and Sullivan is rhythmic. That is fundamentally, there's language and there's rhythm and there's melody, yes. I don't feel like that is as important in Gilbert and Sullivan as the rhythm. I think the melody is fine, but they are rhythm boys. Like for me, the rat-a-tat-tat, I am the very model of a modern major general. Right, Nate? No one cares what the melody is. I am the very model of it's one note. No one cares. It doesn't matter because it's ba 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 ba. All right? Who cares about the melody, Nate? I don't care how pretty you sound when you're doing Gilbert and Sullivan. I care about the rhythm, Nate. Jesus! What are we gonna do, Nate? I am the very model. I mean, you can do it slow. I don't care. We can do it slow. I don't care how long the production lasts. I don't care if the audience goes home early. All right? We'll do it slow as long as we do it in the rhythm. I am the very model of a modern major general. All right? If it's in rhythm, I don't care how long it takes. Okay? Now, I'm sorry I got mad. All right? It's because I'm passionate, Nate. I know I yell at you guys a lot, and I know you know it doesn't come from a place of anger. It comes from a deep and abiding passion for the material. Gilbert and Sullivan are like family to me, Nate. I feel closer to them than I do to my own children, whom I birthed, Nate. And it's not, and I love my children. I'm not talking about my students, who I also love. I'm talking about my blood relations, the children that I was in labor for a combined 17 hours to give birth to. And yet, when I listen to the works of Gilbert and Sullivan, when I watch and fully experience and give myself over to this material, I cannot deny that I feel a bond that is so much more meaningful, that is so much stronger than anything I have felt for my son or my daughter. Nate, I've never even told this to my own husband, Nate. I'm trusting you with this, okay? This is something that weighs on me because I know that on some level, these are just little bits of musical theater. That's what they are. But fundamentally, Nate, they are greater than the sum of their parts. I love them. I love Gilbert and Sullivan. I have a tramp stamp, Nate. I haven't taken my shirt off in front of my husband in 7 months because I know when he sees it, he'll judge me for it. It says, I love Gilbert and Sullivan. A lot. I regret the last part. I think I should have just gone with I love Gilbert and Sullivan. I think I just at a certain point, he was like, do you really? I was like, yeah, just say a lot. And it takes up too much space, and it's slightly off center as a result because I changed what I wanted it to be when he was halfway through, and he said, it's going to look weird. I said, I don't care. Anyway, I mean, I can have it removed, but it always looks weird when you have one removed. Never quite looks the same. Anyway, good rehearsal, Nate. Good job. It can always be a little better. You understand that, Nate? You understand I'm not mad at you, Nathaniel? I use your full name to show you that I'm not mad, which is the opposite of what a lot of people do. A lot of people say the full name when they are mad, but I'm saying it as a sign to you that I'm not mad, nor am I disappointed. I think it's going to be a top-notch production. I really think we're going to do justice to the Pirates of Penzance. That's what this is, right? I want to talk to another non-actor. Someone who's never acted. Someone who's never acted at all, maybe. You've never acted?
No.
Why not?
I did stage crew in high school.
You did stage crew, so you saw what it was like. You're like, I don't want any part of that. No? What part of the stage crew were you in high school?
I did lights.
Lights. So you're at the board? Mm-hmm. So you're at the board, you have all the little controls, the knobs, and is the soundboard next to it?
They had some, like a professional person did sound. They were on the bottom floor. I was in the balcony.
So you were up in the balcony, all right? So you were up in the balcony. I'm gonna move since you're up in the balcony. So the soundboard guy was downstairs,
yeah.
And you're up in the balcony, and he was a professional, and you were just a student?
Yep.
So where you were at, did you feel like they had deprioritized lights in favor of good audio?
Yeah.
Because you weren't getting paid, right?
No.
And the sound guy was getting paid.
Yeah.
How'd that make you feel? What's your first name, by the way?
Ethan.
Ethan. How'd that make you feel, Ethan?
Like I did not have enough time to do any of the things I was supposed to do.
Interesting. Like you didn't have enough time to do any of the things that you were supposed to do. You mean in life in general or just in the productions?
Well, I mean now both, but
yes. You never felt like they're taking advantage of me. They're paying the sound guy and I'm not getting paid anything. And was it complicated lighting?
Yeah.
All right, so you'd have lights, you'd have a lot of light cues. Would you program them into the board?
Well, that was
Ethan?
the problem.
Oh, you didn't know how to program them
The
in?
director did not give me enough time to do that. She wanted me to do it live like they do on Broadway.
She wants Broadway quality
Oh, yeah.
for $0. It's insane. The sound guy is getting paid cold hard cash. I don't even think he's filled out a W-2. I think they're paying him under the table. And I'm up here and I feel like my life is falling apart. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what these light cues are. I don't know what any of these buttons do. And they've got me up here on the balcony. I can see the sound guy down there. I can practically feel how much money he's making. And he has all the time in the world because it's his job. Did you have a job while you were doing this as well?
No, not yet.
Not yet. But you had a lot of schoolwork, right?
Yeah.
Were you doing good in classes?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm doing good in classes, all right? Are you in the honor roll, honor society, anything like that?
I think so.
I think I'm in the honor society. I assume so. I'm doing really well in classes, and then I just come up here to the balcony, and I just feel like a failure. I just feel like a fraud, and I feel guilty, even though I know I'm being taken advantage of. And I look at those people on stage. I look at my peers on stage, and all I can think is I never want to be them. Not ever. As bad as I have it up here, I look at them and I think, oh my God, they're so poorly lit. I have tried everything. They look terrible. Every button makes these kids look worse. I don't know what I'm doing because I know that this is like, some of this is just a basic wash. It should be fine, but I feel like there's not a button or a dial that I have put my hand to that hasn't made these teenagers look less good than they did before I would press each button or dial. And I don't know, what do you do for a living now, Ethan?
I'm a bat biologist.
A bat biologist?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is not what I want to do with my life. I don't want to be anywhere near the light. I don't care where I have to go to do, I just want to be with people in the dark or creatures that live in the dark. I just seek the darkness. I don't want the light. I want to understand, like, is there a way to exist in this world that is completely shrouded in darkness? And I could just sense what's right. I could just feel. Bring the lights down. Bring the lights down right now. Bring the lights completely down. I just want to feel what it's like to be a bat. I mean, I could just do it. I'll just do it with this. I'll just do it with my eyelids. It feels better. And honestly, this is like, I don't want to be the guy who's like making it brighter. I want to seek the darkness. I want to find a life in the darkness. I want to go to shows and I want to sit in the audience where it's dark. I want to figure out how bats function, what they do, what makes them tick. Oh, that'd be something. Blind as a bat. We've all heard that phrase. Oh, blind as a bat. You know what? It sounds like bliss. I mean, what's the last thing you looked at that looked any good anyway? Right? I mean, I've seen it all. I've seen this. I know what, yeah, strawberries look good. Right? Ooh, those strawberries look good. I'll remember. I've seen all the stuff. I don't ever want to open my eyes again. I'll listen to podcasts. You have a podcast? I can listen to your podcast. I can do anything I want and never have to seek the light again. I want to work in a basement office with bats. They get me. Bats get me. They get what I'm all about. Yeah, I mean, it'll take some getting used to, obviously. Oh, hey, now I got it. You know, but I learned so much about, I mean, that's the thing, that's what life is. You figure out who you are by a process of elimination. I was never cut out to be a lighting designer or a light tech. Figuring out, that's just somebody else, all right? I'm a bat guy. Always have been, I just didn't know it. And, you know, and the other people in the lab, you know, they open their eyes, I don't. And that's just my thing, they know, it's like, no, he can see, he chooses not to. And you know what, he doesn't do everything right, he's knocked over a lot of stuff. That's what they'll say about me. But there's a lot of stuff I haven't knocked over, you know, and with each passing day, you know, I get a little bit better at it, a little more comfortable, a little more casual. Feels right, feels good. I still go to plays, I still go to the theater, but, you know, there's very little, even, you know, people are like, oh, you got to see the set. Nah, do I? Tell me what it looks like. Oh, okay. Yeah. I can picture it. Probably looks better how I picture it. Like, one time I know specifically I did heed the advice of a friend who said, open your eyes, you got to see this. I did it. I immediately regretted it. I was like, it looked fine. Like, that production looked fine. But the one in my head was just so much better. Just left to your imagination. There's just something about it. It's so much better. And I can, you know, slice up bats or whatever I do. You know, it's a lot of it. You know, you get it. You know, I don't slice up living bats, but sometimes we'll have like a bat body, a bat corpse, and we gotta learn about it. So it'll be like, well, let's take off the leg, or you know, I don't want to bore you with the details of what a bat biologist does, but sometimes we'll just slice off part of the foot, and we'll figure out what's wrong with the foot, or maybe it was fine. Yeah, it was a normal bat foot. Fine, we'll file it under a normal. That's what a bat biologist. We'll do this. We'll do a little bit of that. We'll see. We'll hold it up to the light. Maybe do one of those things like they do where you rub the thing on it, like, no, it's fine. You know, like, that's what a bat biologist does. You take samples, you study the results, you learn, you make mistakes, you love, you live, you laugh. That is the day-to-day of a bat biologist. It's different than being an actor. Certainly it's different than being a lighting designer. But it's who I am and it's what I do. And oh God, it's terrible. When you open your eyes, it actually is horrible. When you get to a point where you're just like, whoa, everything about it is bad. These lights are too harsh. Let me talk to a non-actor on this side. A non-actor, yes. What do you do?
I also produce a podcast.
I thought you were going to say, I also am a bat biologist. You also produce a podcast.
Yeah.
What is your podcast about?
It's an interview show where we interview like trans activists and artists, and it's about like trans culture.
Yes, so you do a trans culture podcast. And are you ever on mic?
No.
What is your job as producer? You're never on mic.
No.
All right, I'm behind. You're organizational.
Yeah, I'm just like a project manager basically. I'm like finding the guests, emailing, getting them into the interview.
Yeah, so it's like without you, the podcast doesn't get made,
Yes.
right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, they'd have to replace you. They couldn't do it
They couldn't
themselves,
replace
right?
me, no.
They couldn't replace you. This is a sign of a good producer. You have the confidence of a professional quality producer, right?
Well, I am a professional.
Yes, and therefore you have the confidence of a professional podcast producer. There are people who have the confidence of a professional podcast producer who are not professional. There are people with that disconnect. I sense, and you are confirming for me, that you are not one of those people who has the confidence without the merit to back it up. You are good at what you do.
Yes.
How often do you have to lay down the law? How often do you have to get a little tough?
It's a pretty toxic work environment, so I feel pretty unempowered to lay down the law.
All right, so you produce a podcast
Yes.
that is a trans-positive podcast,
Yep.
yes?
Yep.
And the environment in which you produce it is toxic.
Yes.
This sounds like a nightmare. Without depressing me too much, what is toxic about your work environment? What's the thing you have to deal with that you're just not sure you can deal with for one more minute?
The CEO/host is
The-
just a pretty terrible.
The CEO of the podcast?
Yes.
Is this
CEO
of
the
a...
media company?
of the
and
media
host of the
company.
podcast, yeah.
Am I going to get you in trouble here tonight?
I'm not gonna name the.
Okay, all right. So there's a CEO who also hosts
Yeah.
this positive podcast. This is a podcast that is a positive, you're trying to put positive,
Trans, yes.
yes?
Yes.
And this person is toxic,
Yes.
difficult to work with.
Very.
What's the thing they do that makes your job a little harder?
Well, she's trans.
Okay.
She does pretty consistently misgender me.
Okay.
And
That's interesting.
yeah, and she's like 20 minutes late to everything and like never even acknowledges.
Right,
that.
right, all right.
So I don't know which one is worse.
What do you want to do?
Ooh.
Like, do you think you're going to produce this podcast forever?
No.
What? Let's map it out. In an ideal world, what's next?
Well, I'm working on an idea for a like main focused show and media company.
Right, and you want to work in a different environment.
Yeah.
What's the thing that you've had to say standing up for yourself in this toxic work environment? What's a dramatic thing you've had to say?
I said, you can't use they, them pronouns for Caitlyn Jenner. She uses she, her pronouns.
Oh.
Wow. This sounds like such a confusing situation that you're in. And you just have this idea, you have this hope of this thing that you're hoping that, how much longer do you think you're going to be in your current situation?
I'm hoping no more than another year.
I mean, a year is a long time. You're hoping, because that's also one of those very dangerous kind of sentences. I'm hoping no more than another year.
They pay me well.
There it is. I'm giving my 3 years notice for this podcast. I can't continue more than 46 more months. 36? 36 more months. That's right? Yeah. I'm giving my 36 months notice for this. I think with the amount of money that you're paying me, that I can then do my project that I want to do, and I can work with people who treat me the way I feel I deserve to be treated, and I think I'm being fair. I think I'm being professional, and I hope that the next 36 months can be without acrimony. Please stop misgendering me. I'll say it again. I don't know why you keep doing it, but I think you're doing it to needle me. I think you're doing it because I know you understand the issues, because that's what our podcast is about. So it's fundamentally, I feel like it's intentional that you do this, because if this was a podcast about something else, if this was a podcast about, record collecting or something, and you kept misgendering me, I'd be like, well, it's because you don't understand the issues, but the issues are what the podcast deals with. I literally edit the audio of you, and I am damn good at what I do. I don't think anyone can hear, listening to our podcast, I keep having to constantly splice different pronouns to make it sound like you're using the correct pronouns, because the podcast doesn't make sense if you're misgendering people. It doesn't. Yeah, I didn't tell you I was doing that because I knew that you would get mad about it, but I think it's an example of how good I am at my job. That no one who listens to the podcast knows that every time you say a pronoun, I'm taking it from you saying it about someone else. I'm lifting the audio, which is a fucking nightmare because every time I need a he or a she or a they, I've got to find you saying it in a tone that matches. All right, and we don't, I'm sure there's a computer that can do it, but I'm just doing it. I'm just lifting it. It's just basically just digitally splicing it, putting it here and there, and that's not something that should be part of my job. And for the next 36 months, I'm not going to do it. I'm no longer going to correct your misgendered pronouns. Okay? So if you want this podcast to be respected, I think you do. You're going to have to start being as professional as the CEO and host of the podcast as I am as the producer of it. Now I realize that perhaps it is churlish of me, perhaps it is ungrateful for someone who makes $250,000 a month to produce a podcast. I realize that is why you feel you can treat me the way that you treat me, because it is an obscene amount of money, and there's no way we're making it back. Like, I am the reason the podcast and the company are you are the reason because you're paying me that. I can only assume it is one of many financial improprieties and misjudgments. And I don't know what all these boxes of green dildos are doing here. Why did we order these? I have it can't possibly be for the podcast. Is there some sort of promotion I'm unaware of? Or is this a side gig for you? Is this something, you know what? I don't want to know. I don't want to know what you're doing with them. I don't want to see them in the office space anymore, okay? I don't want to. I'm going to close my eyes for the next 36 months. And I'm going to produce this podcast in a professional manner. And then I'm going to bid you adieu. All right? And we can shake hands and we can part as professionals. All right? And I hope that I will have improved you a little bit and that our podcast will have improved society a little bit because, as we both know, society is terrible. I want to talk to you. You've raised your hand a couple of times. Yes? Yes.
Yes.
Are you an actor? Non-actor?
Non-actor.
Non-actor, but you have acted.
I have acted, yes.
When have you acted?
My fourth grade play, The Trial of Prometheus, where I played the judge, Judge Judy.
You played the judge in The Trial of Prometheus, and you played the judge as Judge Judy?
Yes.
This was a choice.
It was not my choice.
It was not your choice. This was a director's choice?
This was the director, my fourth grade teacher, Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, your fourth grade teacher said, I want you to play the judge in The Trial of Prometheus, but I have a fun thing for you.
I try to weasel my way out of it, be like, why can't I just be Judge Joe Brown? A decision that I found later in life to be I'm very grateful that
So you didn't want to play it as Judge Judy,
No, absolutely not.
but you did.
Oh, of course.
Did you do an impression of Judge Judy?
As far as I can recall, yes.
As far as you can recall, did you have to study? Like, were you a regular viewer in fourth grade of Judge Judy? Did you know who Judge Judy was? It feels like it's not a grade school reference. Like, it feels like the type of thing that who did he think? Did he think the parents and the staff were going to appreciate this, or did he think maybe he thought no one will get this, so it will feel wholly original?
I feel like it was the year 1998. Judge Judy just came on the scene. Hot shit.
Hot shit. The year is 1998. Judge Judy has just come onto the scene.
Yeah.
And what was the teacher's name again, Mr.
Mr. Johnson, Mr. Richard Johnson.
Mr. Richard Johnson.
I'll
Fourth
never
grade,
forget him.
director of the fourth grade play.
Director of the fourth grade.
Did he do all of the plays in the school?
I think this
or
is
just
the only play we did in the school.
this was
This was the one.
I'm not familiar with the Trial of Prometheus. What do you remember about it? Fill me in.
All I can remember is at some point Prometheus gets tortured.
Okay, how?
I believe that vultures peck at their kidney and spleens and like their innards. It's a Greek. It's a Greek play.
vultures pick at Prometheus's kidney and spleen.
Yeah, innards,
But who is directing this? The gods?
The gods, presumably.
Yeah. I didn't know if someone had trained some vultures to do these things specifically. And then you're the judge of Prometheus, Judge Judy.
I'm there. I have my gavel.
You have your gavel, and what do you do in your scene? You pass judgment.
I say, order in the court. But I say it more like Judge Judy.
Let's hear it. I like honestly, I think that brusque take, I wouldn't have given you the note to play it like Judge Judy. It sounds very dramatic. It sounds like this is going to add a real spike of energy into this 4th grade production.
Well, I feel like Mrs. Doubtfire was very popular at the time, so I probably went, order in the court.
Order in the court.
Something.
So Judge Judy was the point of reference.
Point of reference.
And you did not want to do this.
I did not.
You tried to weasel out of it. How did you try to weasel out of it?
It was like, hey guys, wouldn't it be a lot cooler if I was another judge? Judge Wapner, even, from the
People's Court. Yes, a different television judge.
These were the only judges I knew.
Yes, children shouldn't be aware of who the judges are. Like, I feel like that's a blanket statement I can make confidently. That if you're a child and you know who the judges are, you're doing life wrong. Like, you have a bad life if you're a child and you're like, I know more than the 2 judges on television. So you thought it should be Judge Wapner from the People's Court, who's a kindly old man. Judge Judy, from what I know, is a little more spirited.
A little more spirited, and also a woman. And,
yes.
As a 4th grade boy, I was like, this might come back to haunt me a little bit.
Yeah, so you were just unsure, but you did it.
Oh, I did.
You took the note, which is, it's a hard thing to do as a child actor when you know you've been given a note that you fundamentally disagree with, but your director has told you, this is what I want. This is the only production that this school has ever done or will ever do. I'll see to that. This is what my whole life has been building to. The Trial of Prometheus, a 4th grade production. There were people who said, do it with the 6th graders. I said, no! This material is best served by my 4th grade crew. They have the chops. They know what they're doing. I got a kid in my class. He's playing the judge. I said, do it like Judge Judy. He said, hey, guys, I don't want to do it like Judge Judy. How about I do it like Judge Wapner? I said to him, no! You'll do it like Judge Judy, and by God, you should see this kid. It's like you're looking at Judge Judy. Without even, because we're not even down to dress rehearsal yet. You come in sometime. Come in while we're rehearsing. Take a look at this kid. Up behind the bench, got the gavel out, because we're off book, we have props. This kid, gavel in hand, embodies everything that Judge Judy is about. The attitude, the quick wit, the sarcasm, the hint of offense, because Prometheus, he's messed up. He has displeased the gods. The gods have sicked some birds on him to peck at his kidneys and various other tender parts. Once you've reached that level of displeasure against the gods, there is no turning back. And Judge Judy knows this. Judge Judy knows there is no judgment she can render that will be more ferocious than that which the gods themselves have decreed. And yet Judge Judy is there to perform a civic function. She must render her judgment. Order! Order in the court! Now, Mr. Prometheus, what are we to do with you? I think you know you've made a few mistakes. I'm not sure what I can tell you that's going to make you change your ways. Frankly, I'm looking at a guy who has made one blunder after another. And I'm inclined to throw the book at you. But you know what? I'm going to be merciful. $50 fine, suspended sentence. Because there's no punishment I can render that would be worse than a vulture pecking at your kidneys, which is not a sentence that I am authorized to render. I would if I could, Mr. Prometheus. Would that I could. If I had access to some sort of trained bird, believe me, I have half a mind to have a bunch of pigeons go to town on you, peck at your toes, peck at your nose, peck through your clothes. Mr. Prometheus, don't think I won't. If I could, but I can't, so I won't. Next case. Was that the last time you acted?
I believe that was the last time I acted, yes.
That was the end of it. Was that the beginning and the end of your acting career?
That was the beginning and the end of my acting career.
There's something beautiful about that. You did it. You took the note. You delivered the performance. How do you feel about it now? Mixed feelings?
It's the performance of a lifetime.
What a rave. I mean, I know on some level it's your own quote, so we tend to dismiss it like, well, that's not the same as getting a write-up in the Times. But it's a great quote. The performance of a lifetime. I want to talk to one other, either actor or non-actor, just whoever raises their... Yes, in the back, I see a hand. What's your first name? Rachel?
Yes.
Rachel. Are you an actor or a non-actor?
I am an actor.
Rachel, you are an actor.
Yes.
Are you currently in anything?
No.
No. That is the state of...
I have an audition next week.
You have an audition next week. Let's help you prepare for it. What is the audition for, Rachel?
Hamlet.
Hamlet. Which role?
It will be for multiple roles.
Multiple roles.
Be a queer-friendly kind of mix.
Part of the so
For kids.
for kids. Hamlet for kids. A queer-friendly Hamlet for kids. And you're going to be for an ensemble part. Is there any possibility you'll get to be Hamlet, or is that part already taken?
It's not taken.
It's not taken. So you could. Do you want to be Hamlet?
I would love to be Hamlet.
You would love to be Hamlet. What's your take on Hamlet? What do you think about Hamlet? Do you have a take?
He's a little bit of a crybaby.
Oh, he's a lot of a crybaby. He doesn't know what he wants. My dad's dad. He's a ghost now. I don't know what I want to do. My girlfriend's crazy. My mom, she's making some interesting choices. I don't know if I want to live or die. I don't know if I want to live or die. I'm Hamlet. I talked to my dad's ghost. Messed me up. I hate this family. I hate this whole house. Ugh. I hate Denmark. I don't like being a Dane. I wish I wasn't a Dane. What else? What else? It's just so hard to be Hamlet! My whole life sucks! I don't know whether it's better to be alive or be dead. I don't know. Maybe it'd be better if I was a ghost. I could hang out with my dad. Maybe like sort some stuff out. He's never around anymore. I think about him all the time. I mean, I have my friends. I have friends. I have my hobbies. I like food. These are things I don't talk about a lot. I like a sandwich every now and then. I like a soup and a sandwich. I hate my mom. Oh, God, that came out easy. I don't hate her. I just don't hate. I don't like what she's doing. You know what I mean? With my uncle? I think my uncle killed my dad, by the way. He did this weird thing after my dad died where we just started like hanging around. I was like, what's going on? I'm going to do a skit in front of him. you like sketch comedy? I'm gonna do a skit about my uncle that like is thinly veiled. See what he does. Is that stupid? Is that stupid? Should I not do that? I feel like it's really smart. I feel like it's a really smart thing. When you think your uncle killed your dad, it's really smart to do a skit because he can't like, what's he gonna do? Like if he has too big a reaction to the skit, well no. So he can't have too big a reaction. Or he'll have a really big reaction and there'll be like blood everywhere and bodies. But you know, comedy is supposed to like get a reaction. So maybe I should do my skit. I don't know whether I want to do it or not. Because I have a couple of different options. Like I have that's not the only thing I've ever written. Like I have other skits. Like I do one about a guy who's like always late. Oh no! I feel like it's just like paper thin. Like I feel like there's not a lot behind it. Whereas like the one about my uncle, it's like there's really something going on. He's like, he killed my dad. He's trying to fuck my mom. I think he might be fucking my mom. That's the one I want to do, but I'm scared to do it. So I might just do the one about the guy who's always late, because I think that one gets bigger laughs. But I think the laughs that the one about my uncle will get will be deeper laughs. I feel like they're laughs that'll really be like when like a skit is about something, you know? I don't know. God, it's so hard to be alive. You find that? It's so, like, in all seriousness, like, I know I sound like a crybaby, but it's so hard living your life. Hold on, I'm getting a text. My girlfriend drowned? Oh, I'm definitely gonna do this skit. That was the moment I knew, like, I can't do the one about the guy who's always late. It's just like it's funny, like, oh no, it already started? I'm gonna have my mom watch and my uncle, see what they think, see if they laugh. God, I can't believe that. Can't believe I got this as a text. This feels like an in-person conversation. Is this a joke? Water emoji. By the way, people's sexual orientation is their own, like, just want to make sure I got that part of the production in. What time is it? Or I can't tell what time it is.
8:20.
8:20, all right. Let me talk to another actor here. If we might have run out of actors, possibly. But I suspect there might be. Is there? All right, I'll talk to another non-actor then. Someone, yes, you're a non-actor.
I am.
Have you ever wanted to be an actor?
Yeah.
What stopped you?
I can't act.
I mean, that shouldn't stop you. I can't act. Have you ever lied to someone?
I'm not a good liar, though.
Okay.
That's part of
So you're not a good liar.
I don't have a poker
You
face.
can't act, no poker face. You're just honest? Honest to a fault?
Not to a fault, but it's pretty
But
obvious
you're
when I'm lying.
It's obvious when you're lying. You're a truthful person. Do you ever do a funny voice? I'm going to figure out a way to make you... You ever do a funny voice?
No.
Like, you ever imitate someone else's voice?
No.
No. All right, so you might just be a deeply authentic kind of actor.
Oh.
No artifice. Let's not push to method actor. He thinks he can't act. You think you can't act. Have you never tried? You never were in a school play?
I was.
You were, but you felt you failed at it.
Yeah.
To the point where you thought, I cannot be an actor.
Oddly enough, I played a judge as well. Not Judy, but
Which judge did you play in what production?
I don't know. It was not like it was an original.
An original play in school? Or
it was outside of school.
outside of school? A bunch of kids outside of school, you did a play. This is like a rumble? How did this happen? A bunch, you left the school building. Like, what's going on here? Like, we're doing a play. It's an original. You'll be the judge. You're like, oh, fuck, okay. How did it occur? Where was it? Where did this happen? What state in America did this happen?
Massachusetts.
So in Massachusetts, There were some children. What age? What's your first name, by the way? Richard. There were some children who were doing an original play. Outdoors?
Indoors.
Indoors.
Yes.
And
It was in a church.
in a church. And they cast you as the judge.
Yes.
And what age was it? It was 10, 12, 15?
12.
12. So you played the judge. What do you recall about your process? What is the thing that the judge, did you say order? Order in the court?
I'm sure I must have, yes.
Order in the court. Let me hear you say it. Say order in the court.
Order in the court.
Sounds perfect. That sounds like perfect acting to me. Order in the court. You seen a real judge? That's how they say it.
Yeah.
Order in the court. Say, what's another thing that you might have said as a judge?
Guilty.
Guilty. That one you did, I think you went a little too. No. You're rusty. It's been a minute since you did this role. You're getting back into the swing of it. I'm just giving you a constructive critique. Unless this judge is wholly unprofessional. Guilty! It's just a little bit, but it could be that maybe that's the thing that you bring to it that's a little bit interesting. This judge is a little bit inappropriate with his energy. Guilty! What do you think about that, sir? Your life is ruined. Shouldn't have done it.
Actually, that does sound like me.
I think you have a resonant voice. We share a nasality. Yes? You have a nasal voice? A little bit?
A little bit.
I have a nasal voice?
Yeah.
A little bit. But it didn't appeal to you. You didn't feel comfortable being an actor to the point where you said, I can't act. I'm not good at acting. You're shaking your head in agreement that it wasn't for you. What do you do for a living?
I fundraise.
You fundraise.
For a nonprofit.
For nonprofits. What does that involve? Phone calls, emails?
Yeah.
What's more effective, the phone calls or the emails?
Phone calls.
All right, because why?
It's more personal.
It's more personal, but also it involves an element of performance, right? Because you can't be 100% sincere with all these calls, right? Who's the person you're trying to raise funds from? What's the kind of person? A restaurant. I want this restaurant to give money to this nonprofit. So I gotta appeal to them. I gotta appeal to what? Their sense of generosity, right? Sir, please, we would be so grateful if you could find it in your heart to give a modest amount of money. Doesn't have to be a lot, right? Doesn't have to be a lot. Just, could you, well, okay, you don't want to. How about $1? Okay, so you can give some money. You agree, that was a pretty quick yes, $1. All right. So if you can give $1, you can give $2, right? Right? No, I'm not. No, I'm just saying, $2 donation to the nonprofit, right? It seems like if you can give $2, you could give $5. No, I'm not. That's not what I'm doing. I really won't go higher than $5. I promise you. I promise you. $5 is all we're asking. So it does seem like, I won't say it. No, I won't say it. Well, that's you saying it, not me. Sure, I wouldn't say no to $10. I wouldn't say no to $50. No, I'm just saying I wouldn't say no to $50. I'm not trying to get you to pay $50. $10 is enough. $10 is enough. That's very generous. I mean, most people give more than 10. Including, no, I won't say that. I won't say it. No, I won't. One of your main competitors gave $100, and I just was so impressed. And he said something to me about you and your restaurant that implied that your restaurant wasn't doing well enough, and that he gave $100 as a sign of how much better his restaurant is doing compared to your. No, I'm just telling you what he said. That's not me saying it. That's not me saying it. That's me telling you what your main competitor said about you. Oh, that's too much. No, I couldn't. I mean, I could. And I'm happy to make sure that he knows. I will absolutely. I have ways of making sure that he finds out, and it won't sound like it's coming from you. I have ways of making sure that he knows through the grapevine that you gave more than double what he gave. And I do think that makes a powerful statement. I really do. Oh, well no, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, well, you too. No, you hang up. Okay, all right. You are constantly acting. Fundraising is one of the great unheralded theatrical pursuits of the modern era. You are constantly having to assume a kind of role, a version of yourself, because you don't want to constantly be asking people for money. That's not left to your own devices. Would you choose that? Do you enjoy? It must be like pulling teeth, right?
Sometimes, yes.
Sometimes. So you have to find a different Richard, right? Richard, the money guy. Richard, the fundraiser. That's not who you are, right? You have to adopt a character, a persona, in order, because that's how the funds get raised. I sense from you that if you were just purely being yourself, you probably wouldn't raise very much money. Because I sense in you a mercy. Oh, I don't want to bother you. I don't want to bother you. You don't want to bother anybody, right? But you have to raise those funds, right?
Yep.
So you create a character that can live within you. All right? He's here. He's everywhere. But he's not you. But you can't survive without him. This character, this persona. Now, I don't know whether you will ever tread the boards again professionally, but I do know that you will get back into character again the next time you have to pick up that phone. There's a reason why the email doesn't work as well. It's because you're more of an actor than a writer. And that's one of the ways that we learn who we are. And that's not a critique. That's not a critique. We all have our roles. I'm going to speak to one more person. Yes, you. What's your first name? Caitlin. And are you an actor or non-actor?
I'm a liar.
You're a liar. Is that true? I know this one. You're a liar. Have you ever acted?
In high school.
In high school. You say it casually, like a cool person. Yeah. In high school, no big deal. What role did you play that you remember in high school?
Mother Superior.
Mother Superior, a nun.
A nun.
Married to Christ.
Yes.
In what production was this?
Edith Stein, I believe it was called.
Edith Stein.
Yeah.
And what did Mother Superior do in this? So you're wearing a habit.
Yes.
I feel like that does a lot of the work, right? Once you are wearing that, you're kind of like, then it's sort of like, it's yours to lose in terms of like, it seems like that's Mother Superior.
Yeah.
And then the performance just needs to not contradict that, right?
Pretty much.
There are certain costumes, like if you're dressed as a firefighter, that you're sort of like, oh, that's a firefighter. And then the only way that you can go wrong is if you do something to make it seem like, doesn't seem like that person fights fires. So Mother Superior is one of these things where the costume does a certain percentage, that you can just walk out onto a stage dressed as a nun, and people are like, that's either a nun or famously a nun on the run, which is a criminal who is dressed up in disguise to pretend to be a nun in order to evade capture by the authorities. This is a subsection of types of nuns in works of narrative fiction. Mother Superior, how did you approach this role?
Motherly.
Motherly. Your own mother?
No, I actually have nuns in my family.
You have nuns in your family. This is very significant. So were you able to talk to any of them to research your performance?
Yeah, but I think it was more of a joke in the sense that I was from a Catholic family, but wasn't raised or baptized Catholic, so it was fun that the heathen was playing the nun.
Right. So you are a self-identified heathen, raised Catholic, but you don't believe in it. You dislike the Catholic Church as an organization, You don't believe what they stand for. You thought it was funny that there were people in your family who were nuns.
Yeah, they're nice people though.
They're nice people, yes. But when I say this about the Catholic Church, believe me, I don't say this as a criticism. I can't stand them. It feels nice to have like a prejudice that you can just be like, yeah, and it's just like, I was raised Catholic, and it's just like, oh my God, is this what it feels to just be completely unburdened about a thing that you hate? Yeah, as an institution, when I was growing up, there was a petition going around the church saying that if our local movie theater got the movie The Last Temptation of Christ, that we would never go to the movies again. And that was the point where I realized I was not a Catholic. It was like they passed this thing by. I'm like, never go to the movies again because what? Never even heard of this. I'm like 11. And yeah, I'm not going to not go see like the Chipmunk movie because of this. So you're playing Mother Superior, but you have a detachment from in your own self in terms of like, you don't believe in it, but do you feel you had to, how hard did you commit to this role? Medium. Were you commenting on the role in a way? The way you played it? Because that's also legitimate.
Could be. I don't know. I just don't think I took it that seriously.
Yes.
Or I didn't find myself enveloped in the role.
You didn't find yourself enveloped in the role. You were
I
detached.
felt like I was reading the lines instead of,
Was it a commentary? Was this a form of protest in a way, Caitlin?
Could be.
Could be. You are so non-committal. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I played the nun, but I didn't really care. But maybe I did, but I didn't. So what's a thing that the Mother Superior said in this production? The kind of thing that they maybe said?
I couldn't remember. This is 20 years ago.
But if you had to guess, let's just say...
You're doing great.
You're doing...
Fine, God.
Okay, so this is kind of... This is like a chain-smoking Mother Superior. You're doing great. You're doing fine. Edith Stein. Fine, God. People think, because I'm married to Christ, that it's all I'm about. It's not. I have a full inner life. Yes, yes. He's my husband. But he's married to every other nun on earth. It dilutes it. I'll be honest, God's love is great, but nothing's that great. Am I right? I don't know if I'm right. That's not for me to judge. That's for God to judge, which is kind of a relief. Judge not, yet lest ye be judged. That's one thing that people say a lot. But I do like to judge. I know I'm not supposed to, but sort of baked into my job title, Mother Superior, more than implies a hierarchy. And I'm at the top of it. But it's like being at the top of the bottom. It's like in women's sports. They will give you this name, Mother Superior. That sounds like you're right at the top of the chain, but like, what's above Mother Superior? Literally any man in the world. It's not so great. I'm sure there are like varieties of fish that are in there that are like above me on the chain. I have no rights, not really. I have no power, I have no influence, except within a limited sphere in which I have to obey strict rules. I can't do anything. I smoke. I do smoke. I try not to be caught doing it because it's frowned upon, but like it's a vice that I allow myself to have. I don't care, whatever. Whatever. The truth is, I never committed very hard to being Mother Superior. It's just a thing that I fell into. I was just like, maybe you should be a bride of Christ. And I said, okay. And before you know it, I'm like, it's like the Peter principle. I was just like, sort of failed upward. And now here I am. I'm in charge of all these girls. And we live in a big house together. And God's always watching. Cool. And maybe it's all real. Maybe it all is a real thing. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh, wouldn't it be nice if it was all real? Everything we're believing in, all these buildings, all these paintings, all this stained glass. Oh my God, wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great if like I just dropped dead, and here I was. I'm in heaven. My husband's here. Finally get to talk to him. Maybe I talk back for once. And we just live on the clouds and play harps or whatever. Forever. Forever. Eternal life. That's what we are. That's the goal. To live forever in the clouds, always feeling good. And everyone's there. Everyone good, no one bad. Except if there's someone good who had a son who was bad, they make a robot of them because otherwise they'd be sad. Or they drug them so that they don't know that they don't have a son in heaven because their son is in hell. You understand it's complicated. Heaven is a complicated concept. Anyway, thank you for attending the acting class. Class dismissed.